Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to learn how to define payroll codes and other settings. In order for us to do that, we have to come on settings. Then we can click on payroll codes. After that, on top here, we're going to have the search facility where we can search for a particular transaction. So for example, housing. Once we search for it, we see that there are two housing allowances there. If we search for transport, we can also see that we have transport allowance there. Apart from this, we can also search by code here. If we want to see what is sitting on P013, we can see that it's a bonus. We can also search by type. So if you want to see all the deductions on the payroll, so these are the deductions on the payroll or the payments on the payroll, we'll be able to see that we have 13 payments on the payroll. Apart from this, we can also search by taxation if we want to see which one is on normal tax or zero tax. Okay. Apart from that, we can also search for those transactions which apply to all, or those transactions which do not apply to all. So if we say yes, meaning apply to all is yes, we can see that we have NAPSA, we have NEMA, skills, leave provision, and gratuity provision on this particular payroll. And then if we search for no, we'll see that we have 22 transactions which do not apply to everyone. And we can also search by status if we want to search for those transactions which are active, inactive, and this also includes for those transactions which only company, and we can also search for leave provisions and also gratuity provision. Okay, so if we click on reset, this will bring all the transactions which are on the payroll right now, and at the moment we have 29 of them. So in order for us to create a new payment, we have to come here and click on this button called new pay code, and we can give it a description there. So for this particular demonstration, we're going to name our transaction as Kunachi payment, and then we're going to set it as 30% of the basic. Then does it belong to any compound code? We're going to say no. And its GL code, we're going to put a random GL code here, which will be 2024 03 01. And then after that, taxation will be normal, currency will be Zambian kwacha, apply to all will be no, and then we can go ahead and say save. And we are going to go ahead and also create our deductions, and we're going to give it a deduction, so it will be Kunachi deduct, and we're going to leave everything the way it is, and we're going to make sure that we also put our geo code there. The taxation will be normal, currency will be Zambian kwacha, apply to all, no, and then we can go ahead and say save. We can do the same for the loan. So we're going to say car loan, and the geo code for the car loan will be something similar to this. Taxation normal, currency Zambian kwacha, apply to all, no, and we can go ahead and say save. We're going to do the same with our schemes as well, and we're going to name our scheme as Kunachi scheme, and we're going to say 30%. So this particular 30% is what the members of staff or the employees will be able to contribute. And then at the bottom here, we're going to say 10% of the basic is what the company is going to contribute. And then after that, we can safely put the geo code for the employees. So this will be 5, and we can copy the same and put it here, and we can say 6. And the currency will be Zambian kwacha, apply to all will be no. So if we want it to apply to everyone, we can say it yes. So for this particular demonstration, we're going to say no, and we can go ahead and say save. Okay, so here we can put the mandatory 0. We're going to do the same when we are defining overtime as well. So let's just check if we have any overtime. Okay, we have our normal overtime, we have our double overtime there. So we can go ahead and create just a new overtime transaction, and we're going to name it as overtime. And we're going to give it a formula. So, and remember, if it is normal overtime, it is multiplied by 1.5. If it is double overtime, it is multiplied by 2.0. So we're going to leave it at 1.5. And we're going to select our currency to be Zambian kwacha, and we're going to say save. And we're going to create a new leaf code as well. And this leaf code, we're going to give it a description of Kunachi leave. And then where it's saying from days, so do we want this particular transaction to be removed from the accrued leave days? The answer is yes, so we can say yes. If the answer is no, you have to select no there. So for this particular demo again, we're going to say yes. Currency Zambian kwacha, and then after that we are going to say save. So basically that is how we define our payments, deductions, leave, scheme, overtime, and our loans as well. So it is very important to mention that this particular payroll will give you the flexibility to create as many schemes as you want, as well as many leave codes as you want. Okay, so that is it for the payroll codes. So we're going to go ahead and demonstrate on the other settings. So these other settings, include divisions, departments, cost centers, job grades, job titles, pay points, salary scales, salary notches. So we can go ahead and click on divisions, and we can click on input new. So we're going to say Kasama. Kasama division. And we can say save there. We can go to departments and do the same. And this particular department, we're going to say administration. So if this particular department has a supervisor, you set the supervisor there, the HOD, you have to set it there, and you can go ahead and say save. We're going to do the same for cost centers. So for this cost center, we're going to say Great East. Great East. We're going to say save. So you can do the same with job grades. You can do the same with job titles. You can do the same with pay points. You can do the same with salary scales. You can do the same with salary notches as well. And it is very key to mention that this particular payroll will handle as many currencies under one database as you wish. So you can have Kwacha, US dollar, South African rand, and any other currency under one particular database, and our payroll will be able to handle it perfectly fine. All you have to do is just make sure that you adjust the exchange rates in that particular month you're running the payroll, and everything will be okay. Even the reporting will report both in our local currency, which is Zambian Kwacha, and the foreign currency as well. And that means that the pay slips, you are going to have two. One will be in Zambian Kwacha, and the other one will be in a foreign currency. In order to go back to our dashboard, we can click on the logo there, and it will bring us right back to this dashboard. That's it for this video. Thank you.